Morning, everybody. It is 8:10 a.m. It is August 19th. Hope everybody had a good weekend. And welcome. Markets kind of moving sideways. They did a little push up on Friday, but nothing like a huge move or anything. Pre-market, they were down a little bit, so it made the move look a little bit stronger than really what it was. But the markets moved up a little bit. All right. This week, we have a lot of Fed speak, Jackson Hole, and everyone's going to wait for what Powell's going to talk about. We've had some Fed speak already. Goolsby and Kashkari speaking, and we have to see what other Feds say. All right. We got some decent earnings this week, even though the majority of the big boys have done. We'll talk about that. All right. And I think it's time to get this rolling. Welcome to my channel. My name is Steven Gonzalez. I use volume profile and market profile to find structure in the markets, along with supply and demand, gamma exposure levels, the most traded price of the year, the month, the week, and the previous day. All help me find structure. It's my edge. It's my roadmap. It's what I use to trade. Okay. And then of course once the market opens up, that's a whole nother ball of wax, a whole nother stuff I look at, market internals, all this stuff because that's new information that nobody can prepare for. Okay, so that's basically it. So every day I do this at 8:10 a.m. Hopefully you can join me, have a cup of coffee with me. I go over the recap of what happened. Let's say on Friday, we go over news in the morning, leaders and laggards. All right, we go over economic calendar. We go over what earnings are going on this week, daily charts. Then the main event, 8:30. I do the futures analysis on the Nasdaq and the ES futures, and that is where I get my game plan for my long and short trades. Okay, the long and short trade scenarios. All right, and that leads me into QQQ, SPX, the futures, SPY, whatever I choose, whatever vehicle I choose to express my trade on or my risk on. Okay, that's basically how that works. Now, hopefully, hopefully, you guys, anybody new, you can subscribe, set an alert if you can. If you do enjoy my content, please give me a big thumbs up. That would mean a lot to me. I'm trying to build this channel. All right. You can always follow me on X at Gonzo719, and you can always follow me on TikTok, Gonzo719 Trader. All right. So, why don't we get into the futures watch list and see what's going on this morning? Okay. I did make one update to my futures watch list. Not sure why I didn't do this earlier. Instead of TNX, I'm just putting the 10-year futures up there. It's much easier. We can see the price all the time. I don't have to wait for 820. So I should have did that a long time ago, but it's updated now. So the VIX is up 5.68%. It's at 15.64. That's a big crush in the VIX from 65. However, 15 VIX, it's not bad. All right. And silver we have is up 0.73%. 30-year bonds are being bought. Now, usually I would tell you that should send the 10-year yield lower, but now we got it up there, so we don't have to wait for 10 years. Look at it; it's already going to show us. All right, Nasdaq's pretty much flat, but up 0.08. ES pretty much flat, but up 0.06. Volume is not that great again. All right, Dow is flat. Russell's flat, basically down 0.05. Gold pushing all-time highs is down 0.25. The dollar is down 0.29. 10-year, there it is, 10-year, down 0.72. Crude down 0.75%. Ether down 1.56, and Bitcoin is down 2.36% this morning. Okay, let's move on to the Mag 7 Plus. What do we got here? We have AMD. Now AMD is purchasing. Now we'll get into it. Another company to help them further in AI with hardware. Okay, I just want to. We'll go over that in a second. But AMD up 2.41% makes me happy. That makes me happy. Okay. Google. Google getting that little monopoly thing talked about, probably just a way to get some extra buyers in there. I don't see it hurting Google that much in any way. Google is up 1.26%. Now, I have my eye on Google from the weekend. It's one of my hot plays. So, hopefully, get a little pullback here. Amazon up 0.51, Tesla's up 0.38, Nvidia is up 0.32%. That was actually down a percent, I believe, earlier. Snowflake, they are reporting earnings, I believe, this week. Microsoft up 0.17, Boeing's up 0.12. All right, let's go down to any laggards. We got Meta's down 0.13, Broadcom down 0.19, and Coinbase down 0.66 with the Bitcoin down this morning. All right, now I'm also looking at Coinbase as well. Very nice looking chart. All right, now let's move over to the top sector stocks. And who's leading here? McDonald's. McDonald's got a price target raise. Okay, they got a price target raise. They're up 0.9. All right, and then followed by PepsiCo, Walmart, Disney. I mean, not really that much of a leader here, but we got some laggards. Um, CVX, Chevron. I got my eye on that too as well. All right, my eyes on that. That down 1% doesn't bother me at all. That was a price target lower, but it's still up there. It's still maintained of a buy. All right. UPS, I don't know why that is down as much, down 1.06. Haven't been able to see any news on that yet. Maybe, let me try to see here. I'm not sure if this, I'm not even sure. I'm just looking at earnings. This Freight Toast, I'm not even familiar with that stock, but freight, if that is anything about shipping, not sure if that would affect UPS, but might. Okay, so let's move on to the swing trade list. Let's see what's moving here. We got Palantir. It's kind of been on a tear, and I'm really kicking myself for not dipping my toe in that at 21 bucks when that Japan unwind happened. Um, and then we got Alcoa, followed by Ulta. Ulta Beauty was getting destroyed, but then Berkshire Hathaway, Warren Buffett purchased some shares. All right, you got Baba, CrowdStrike, obviously CrowdStrike. Went all the way down to like 207. Thought about dipping my toe. I'm still not. You still don't know what's gonna happen with lawsuits and all that stuff about them. That could have been the bottom. Who knows? Could be priced in now. You don't know. Okay, SoFi, Palo Alto reports earnings this week, and TLT's up 0.56. All right, let's go to some laggards here. What do we got lagging here? Dutch Bros got a downgrade. Shake Shack got a downgrade. That's why they're down. Okay, Bitcoin ETF, no surprise there. Why that's down. Workday down 1.61. Supermarket computers down 0.92. They're having a split coming up. I'm not sure why that's not in that little icon there, but that's about it. Really don't have to go into deep here. All right, let's go to the guts of the market here. And we have communications leading them back. Why? Google. Discretionary is up 0.17. And then we don't have much going on here except energy is down 0.10 with Chevron. Not much going on there. Okay. Now, we can get into some economic calendar for this week. Okay. Is Chief with us? Rosita with us? I'm not sure if she's with us today. She's a very busy woman. Not sure if she's with us. Let's go to the economic calendar. All right, so today we had Fed Waller speaking at 9:15 a.m. Isn't that great? Right before the market opens, right through the market open. Not that Feds care about that, but then you got Tuesday, Fed Bostic, Fed Bar. Wednesday, we have FOMC minutes and the Jackson Hole Symposium. Okay. Thursday, Chicago Fed, initial jobless claims, and you got a bunch of composite PMI, global manufacturing, global services, existing home sales, and Jackson Hole again. Then Friday is Chair Powell speaking at 10 a.m., followed by new home sales. So, still low volume today, but this should shake up markets this week. with Fed speak and stuff like that. I don't know how much because we're kind of consolidating a little bit, um, and we're at key resistance. Okay, we're at key resistance. So that's what's been going on there. Now, as far as let's go with the earnings calendar here. All right, we have Estee Lauder order already reported today before the open. All right, today we have Palo Alto reporting after the close. All right, and this week you got some retail going on. Some builders. You got Lowe's. All right, you got Medtronic, Xpeng. We have Cody. We have Toll Brothers. That's a builder. Target, Macy's, TJ Maxx, and Snowflake reporting after the close on Wednesday. Zoom after the close. Urban Outfitters. So a bunch of retail this week. Baidu, Peloton, Advanced Auto Parts, BJ's, TD Bank, Kava, the food chain, Workday, Intuit, Ross, Red Robin. That's what's going on this week for earnings. Okay. Now we go into our upgrades and downgrades. All right. You can see there's always a reason why stocks are moving. Okay. So upgrades this week: Burlington Stores. That's really the only one to know. But downgrades here, we have Dutch Bros downgraded. Okay. Downgraded. HP downgraded, and Shake Shack downgraded. That's why those were moving. Okay. And if we go to target raises here, let's see here. If we talked about some of these before, Palo Alto's target's been raised. Let's what else here? Snowflake. Oh, that's the only target raises here. Snowflake target lowered, even though McDonald's I know has been target raised, um, price target raised, but Snowflake target lowered before earnings. Let's see here. That's really it. That's really it. What's going on there? And let's go to some news. We'll work our way over to some news. So Estee Lauder. I'm sorry, I just didn't even show you guys those upgrades and downgrades. I just realized that. So upgrades just showing you here, real quick. Burlington, and downgrades really is Dutch Bros, HP, Shake Shack. Sorry about that. I didn't have that up there. Let's get into news. All right, Estee Lauder stock fell 8.3% after the cosmetic giant said its longtime CEO Fabrizio Freda had decided to retire from next year. Now here's the AMD news. AMD stock rose 2.8% after the chipmaker said it plans to acquire server maker ZT Systems for $4.9 billion as the company seeks to expand its portfolio of artificial intelligence chips and hardware. All right, Dutch Bros stock fell 3.6 after a brokerage piper center downgraded it. All right, that's really all there. All right, let's look at here if there's anything new. Let's see. It says Fed's pandemic era vow to prioritize employment may soon be tested. 4 years after the Federal Reserve Chair Powell made fighting unemployment a bigger priority during the COVID pandemic, he faces a pivotal test of that commitment amid rising joblessness, mounting evidence inflation is under control, and a benchmark interest rate that is still the highest in a quarter of a century. All right, what else here? Southwest digs in for a boardroom battle with Elliott. Southwest Airlines is girding itself for a fight with Elliott Investment Management, rallying support from investors and employees to face down an activist investor looking for wholesale changes to company leadership. Let's see here. Let's see what else is here. If there's nothing else big, I'm just going to go right through this if I don't see anything that is that important. Yep, I think we can move on. Here. Let's go. Why don't we go to daily charts? All right. Boom, daily. Okay. So, SPY's been on a tear. SPY's been on a tear. All right. Now, if we just look at my levels here, let's go right here to here. You can see this key level of 554. Let's call it 555. was pretty much hit on Friday. So that was my key level there. Next key level, obviously, probably all-time highs, 565. Okay, so those are the levels. All right, let's go back to trend lines. All right, so we're at this key resistance level. What do we do? Not sure here. It's kind of crazy. The only thing in our sights is all-time highs. Okay, but what are we at now? 554.90. 554.90. We are right around. Let's see, what was the high on Friday? Was 555.02. So we're close to the highs of Friday. Okay, close to the highs of Friday. So there's a gap here, right here. So, and we left a big gap here. So that's what's going on. Let's look at the live look at futures, and you can see here, boom, past all moving averages, and we're here at that resistance too in futures. Okay, that resistance is like 55.86, 55.86 in futures. Okay, all-time high in future 5721.25. Right, that's what we're looking at there. So basically, a key resistances. That's what I really noticed for my weekend analyzation. Is that even a word? QQQ. Let's look at that. Triple Qs. Have a downtrend line that they hit and resolved right here. 50-day moving average right here. Okay. But that key resistance, where is that? Let's see. Look at my key levels here. Boom. I had a key level around 474. It closed $1 above that. Okay. Closed $1 above that. Actually, with the high on Friday was 476. Okay. 476. So, that being said, let's go back to my trend lines. We are at 475.82 right now. You can zoom in a little bit. 475.82, 475.82. Yeah, we're at the highs. Okay, we're at the highs. What do we have next as far as key level? Let's just bring these up again. I would probably say here 46, 47. That's what I would say. Okay. Why don't we take a look at the futures? Now, futures are still battling the 50-day moving average. You see kind of the 50-day moving average is kind of flattening out. And you got that big resistance right here at 196. Let's call it 197. Let's just make it easy. 197 in NASDAQ futures is big time resistance. Okay, the next resistance here in futures is about 20,074. So that's what's going on in the futures. Okay. All right. Now, I might do a little bonus of what I saw in the other two indexes, which is the Dow and the Russell. So if you look at the Dow, which is interesting here, look. So if we go to SPY, all right, I just want to show you guys something. And we're knocking on the door of 565. We're only about 565, about 10 bucks away. If you look at the Dow right here, we are like 7 bucks away from the all-time highs. So very interesting. The Dow. All right. So we have a trend line right here. I definitely think we can knock into 410 eventually this week. We'll have to see. It's been pretty frothy, but that doesn't mean anything when you have momentum on your side. Okay, when you have momentum on your side. All right. Why don't we go to? I'm just gonna see if I have anything need to know here. One of my sector analysis here. Just trying to look at what I saw. Yeah, the only thing I'll just note here is what I have is XLV healthcare is at all-time highs basically. Okay, XLC is going towards all-time highs. XLI, the industrial sectors, almost at all-time highs. Staples, it is all at all-time highs. So that is like some of those sectors. It's not XLK. It's like that. The rest of the market kind of caught up a little bit. All right. So that's what's been going on there. I think we can move over to the triple-headed monster. All right, now we got our new 10-year futures in there, so that's just going to make it easier to look at. All right, so why don't we go to that? There we go. So that's a 10-year futures market. Still shows us the yield. It just smoother. It's gonna be smoother to look at. All right. So this is our triple-headed monster with the 10-year, the dollar, and the VIX. All right. So the 10-year today is what do we got? Down 0.75%. All right. All right. 3.85 yield. Have to see what happens here. Okay. Big downtrend. Pushed all the way down. Pushed up. Pushed down. We're in a little bit of a range. Let's see what Powell talks about this week. Okay. Now let's look at that dollar. The dollar is in a little range too, right? Dipped below here, a little weakness, recovered a little bit, but we're in this range. Okay, have to see what happens with the dollar. And let's go to the VIX, the third head of that triple-headed monster. That is not a dollar sign before the VIX. And that VIX has been crushed from 65 all the way down to 15. All right, we're down at 15. So still not bad. I just like to have more volume with this volatility. All right, because it makes price action just, you can just tell it's slow volume when the market's moving. Besides, like maybe the first hour, it's just like not the best volume. Okay, not the best volume. All right, so now that we have all of that, we'll go to the main event. It is 8:31, almost right on target, and we're gonna look at futures. That's where we do my analysis, and I do it real time in front of you. I haven't really studied this at all until I get with you guys. Okay? Until I get with you guys, I don't even really look at it. All right? So it makes it nice and fresh. And what are we going to talk about first? We're going to talk about structure. Okay? We'll look at that rolling profile here. You got double distribution. Then you got thin volume. That's our single prints. That's our single prints. That's that elephant holding. That's the toothpick holding up this elephant right here. Can it hold it? So far it is. So far it is. Okay? And now we have the most traded price of the week. Where is it? 55.68. Price is here, holding above the most traded price of the week. Okay? Here's the most traded price of Friday. Price is above that. So this is bullish. Can't dispute it. It's very bullish. Okay? And eventually what's going to happen is when we roll into the week, this is going to be the profile looking. And that is a bullish imbalance to the profile, which means you probably go higher, but anything can happen. Anything can happen. Okay? So that's our structure right now. Okay? Most traded price of the month, 54.70 down here. In the macro theme, that's bullish. Price is way up here. Okay? So it's all bullish. Bullish right now. Okay? So, and we're in supply still. This supply is still there. That's that key resistance. That's where we're at. We got to work that off in order to move higher. All right? In order to move higher. So currently, here we go. That is Friday's highs, Friday's lows. Maybe get a little thicker of a marker here. Friday highs, Friday's lows, overnight highs, overnight highs, overnight lows. Okay, well, price is right at the highs of Friday. So bullish. Bullish. Okay? So already, not sure who's with me today. Maybe it's G-Man, maybe it's Rosita. Not sure. If you're new, maybe say hi. If not, we continue. All right, I do this with or without anybody because it's part of my process. And oh, there she is. There she is. There she is. Okay. Now, what would really impress me if Rosita would call out what I'm about to say as a key level. And again, I don't give you much time because time is of the essence. Not sure if you would recognize it off the bat. What I'm about to say as a key level off the bat. All right. So Maybe she's driving, she's very busy. So I'm going to state right here the overnight low lines up perfectly with the most traded price of the week. This makes it confluence low, a week low. Okay, most traded price of the last week is here, and it lines up perfectly with overnight low. Bulls need to defend this. Why? Well, look at this. Most traded prices have happened here, right? What do we do if we do this? Some longs are going to have to liquidate, right? Not talking about it's bearish. It's talking about a scenario. Okay? It's talking about a scenario. Now, what else am I looking at here? That's about the most important level I'm looking at right now. So 55.65 in futures, right? 55.65 in futures. Okay. Now let's look at inventory. No edge there. It's pretty balanced. It's got a pretty balanced profile in the overnight. Okay. The most traded price of the overnight's right here, 55.86. Right. But right now, this doesn't have much edge there. Okay. It's all about this level. That's really what it's about. Okay. Now, let's do some scenarios. We're going to get right into scenarios here. We're going to go for the bull's case. Bull, 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 bull. We already know, we talked about this. Most traded price of the week, which is 55.68. And overnight low, 55.65. Bulls, you got to step up here. Just defend your land. All right? Don't let the other city or village take over your land. Okay? Bulls, put the flag in the ground here. Okay, so scenario on the long. Do whatever you want up here, Bulls. Bears, do whatever. Boop, come up, come down. If we come down here, Bulls got to step up. You get some higher lows. You can take some of this froth out here and start to move up and break this supply. There's a naked VPOC from July 23rd right here, 5610 about, that I think we can take. Okay, so that's one. Now, the other one I didn't talk about, we are holding the most traded price of Friday right here. All right, call it 55.78 about in futures. This is the immediate bull defense too. Okay, so price can move up, come through. If you hold this, like I said, you can hit and tag the naked VPOC. And a naked VPOC, just to give you a quick reminder, is an untested most traded price of a day. It's never been tested. Okay, those are magnets. So that would be a good target. Okay, so but we really need to take out this supply. It's been the market's been there for a couple sessions now. All right, now bearish. Let's talk about it. Okay, so we know, right? We have supply here that's still in play. Right, key resistance levels. That's why this is keeps trying to move higher here and struggling a little bit. Okay, so the only thing that I would probably be interested in to make it like cement, okay, there's some momentum here, is price can move up, push through this overnight thing, overnight most traded price. All right, if you go through Friday's most traded price, this is what I want to see. You might do one of these, come under, slice through this, and if we hold and hold and hold and create some acceptance, you don't have much. You have a thin profile here from Friday. You could take out Friday's lows, 54.47. Okay. Then you have Down here, you have the start of the gap from this move. That level is 55.26. Okay, 55.26. Now, this is where you get into that elephant being held up by a toothpick. So let's bring my boy up here. Elfie the elephant. Okay, and we know the toothpick is here. Single prints and a gap. And again, this is a big test. Okay, so if that mark is weak, hot knife through butter should cut this and move all the way down to 54.70, the most traded price of the month. Now again, like I said, if we come down here and you get support, well, that's pretty much bullish. That's going to show you that, all right, these sellers are not that strong. And like I said, this is just a scenario. Okay, we could easily come in here and just get bounced. Okay, that is scenarios for the ES. Now let's move over. Let's move over to the Nasdaq and see structurally, is it the same? Is it different? This looks more primed for a breakout. Okay, right off the bat, it looks more primed. Okay, now let's talk about structure here. First thing we're going to do is talk about structure. Let's look at the profile. Got a distribution here. Then you got the thinny thin, which is their little toothpick here. And then another distribution. This level is huge. Right here, that's around 190.70. It's the most traded price of the week and the month. Big, big level, okay? Now, if we look at where the price is now, right there, 196.21, we're holding right above Friday's most traded price. Okay, now the rolling 24-hour most traded price of the week is 195.80. It's right here, but this should move up today to here, which is bullish. Okay, which is bullish. All right. However, we have some nice consolidation here. Very nice. And what do we got here? So there's a gap from the past up here, and it's been causing resistance. This is the bottom of that gap. So you had one try, sold off. Second try, couldn't do it. And you had Friday, tried again, and it couldn't do it. Now, what are you causing here? A weak high right here. Okay, and what is that price we got to look at? The bottom of that gap is 196.84. 196.84. Write it down. Big, big level. Possible breakout level. Okay? Because what do you have up here? A gap. Obviously, a gap's a void. So, if the market's super strong again, you could just rip up here and you got a naked VPOC at around 199.50. Again, that's just an untested most traded price of a day. That's a good target. I'm not saying we do this today. I'm just saying that if the market's super strong, this consolidation, there's shorts in here. You can just go higher. Okay? So very important level, this gap, bottom of the gap. All right? Now, the Nasdaq is structurally, to me, easier right now. Got more nice levels to work with, okay, than the ES. You got your weak high up here, that 196.88 about, and you have a weak low here, all right, around 194.62 to 194.45 right here. That is bull's defense. This is a weak low here, all right. If you take this out, you have single prints, and then you got the toothpick. Okay, and where could we go? We can go down to the most traded price of the month. Okay, this is a defense. Okay, this is where a breakout could happen. We also could just do this because Jackson Holes this week. Okay, let's get into it. So now we got our levels. Pretty easy. Okay, We have our levels. Now, inventory, no edge. It's kind of balanced. We don't got an edge there today. We don't have an edge there. Okay. And we're just consolidating. And you're in a really not the best place. You're in the middle of these sessions. It's just not a good area. Okay. So I'm expecting to test this today or this. That's all what it's about in the NASDAQ. So why don't we get to the NASDAQ scenarios and then we can be out of here. All right. So we're going to talk about the bullish scenario. All right. So we know from 194.62 to 194.45, this little area is our weak low, and bulls need to step up and defend this area. Okay. If it holds, it's very bullish. So if we come up, fail at that gap again, come through here, and then we're probably going to test this area. And you have single prints here, so I would actually make some of these single prints also some defense here. If you come in here, and if we do it perfectly, we should do one of these and bounce, higher low, and then we're probably going to come up here and just lollygag around here, build more value out. Okay, build more value. That's if the market dips down, right? But we're above this level right now, so we can also, what I would like to see is, what do we do here? This is a couple scenarios here. We can come up, break out, and then I'd like to see a pullback to this level to then eat up this gap and possibly go up to the negative epoch. Okay, that's one scenario. Okay, another one could be something like this. You come up, you get rejected again here, then you hold the most traded price of Friday and the most traded price of the 24-hour, the week, and this 24-hour chart is right here. So this area here, if you come in here and you start defending that higher low, now you have another shorts in here to break, to go right into this gap and try to eat it up. All right, that is the NASDAQ for the longs. All right, now for shorts, what do we have here? We still have supply. We're in supply still. We're at a key resistance like I've been talking about, right? We're at a key resistance. So you have to look at it like this. Here's our supply. Still supply here. Price is here. I want to see, what do we do when we come up to this level again? I'm going to watch it. If we go this and do higher low, and you go through the most traded price of the overnight, you're going to test Friday's most traded price. Okay? If you break that like this and hold, you're going to test what? That weak low that we talked about right here at 194.45. Okay? If you break that, you have single prints. Below us, what do we have? We're talking about that elephant getting held up by the toothpick. This is the test. If the market is weak and there's a gap and single prints, you're going to cut through that like a hot knife through butter, and we're going to go down to the most traded price of the month. Okay? And again, what did I say before? If we bounce here, then yes, we can just hang in here in this area. But I got to give you all the scenarios, okay? Now, to be clear, if we came all the way down here and we held and bounced a little bit, we're still bullish. This is the bull bear line. This level, 190.70 bull bear line. Okay? Hope that's clear. That's it, folks. That's it, folks. We did it. We did it. Okay? Hope everybody understands our plans. Now, our volume is still low. I don't love that. But hopefully we can make something happen in the first hour or so. All right? So we have our plans. Stay green. All right? Obviously, if you're new, subscribe, set an alert. That would mean a lot to me. All right? Subscribe. Trying to build that channel. Trying to get to 200 subscribers. Please be one of those to get me there. All right? Now, if you enjoyed my content, please give me a thumbs up or a like. That would help me out tremendously. And you can follow me on X at Gonzo719. And you can follow me on TikTok, Gonzo719Trader. All right, check out my reels. Check out my reels. They go into detail about the day trades I take. All right, because that's a whole nother thing. Right, this is the pre-market. You guys have me in the pre-market, but then there's your boy Steve trading, day trading, where it's like a whole nother analyzing how it happens. Right. So everybody have a great day. We have our plan. Now, Mondays, I like to sit back a little bit, gather a little more information for me to be like, okay, I think I like this. Because Mondays are a little, you know, I just want to see more of the story develop. All right. So, everybody have a great day, and I'll see everybody tomorrow.